Well, hey, you guys. So obviously there are some negative effects of the internet, but one of my favorite things about social media right now is our obsession with routines. So morning routines and skincare routines and cleaning routines and even money-related routines have started to become part of this fad. I see cash stuffing, aka the envelope system, and loud budgeting, aka every dollar and actually budgeting. And so I love all these fads. They're so great. And today I'm sharing my annual investing routine. I'll explain my tried and true philosophy for investing, and I'll share my secrets when it comes to maximizing your investment potential. These are actual things that my husband Winston and I do every month, every quarter, and every year to make sure that we're investing wisely for our family's future. And stay tuned toward the end because I'm going to be sharing one of the things that changed my investment plan. Spoiler alerts, if you're on or approaching baby step 7, you'll want to stick around for this. But first, I want to make sure that we clear a few things up when it comes to investing, a little investing 101, if you will. If you are new to personal finance or you're unfamiliar with the concept of investing, these are just a couple of basics so that we all can get on the same page. So, what is investing? Well, investing is a strategic way of saving your money so that it grows over time. And the way that it's able to do that and to grow is through something called compound interest. And this is where your money makes money. Usually it's in the market and you're able to say, okay, it's going to make a 10% return. Well, the next year, your money doesn't make money on just what you put in. It makes money on what you put in and the 10% return you had the year before. So it keeps compounding and compounding, which means the earlier you start investing, the better off you're going to be, especially when it comes to things like retirement. So after a decade of seeing money growing and expanding on itself, you could see hundreds of thousands of dollars, even millions added to your net worth, which is incredible. And again, it's all because you continued to contribute consistently and let your money grow over time. So why is this an important part of wealth building? Well, because no one wants to get to the end of their careers in their early 60s and realize that they have no financial cushion to carry them through the next phase of life. And if you're a millennial like me, we're all secretly pretending that we could stay in 2013 forever. But the reality is that, listen, life, it keeps going, right? And your job eventually will end and you're going to retire. So a little bit of planning is in order to make sure that you enjoy the last 20 and 30 years of your life. So what does it look like for the average working American? Well, it is best to invest 15% of your income into retirement accounts. These can be things like your 401k or 403b or a Roth IRA. Many companies have benefit packages that include a company match. So if you're able to contribute a certain percentage of your paycheck, your employer will actually match that contribution, which is incredible. Now, if this opportunity is not available to you, look into a Roth IRA because you're able to have full control over that. You can max it out and it's great. So I always say to go up to the match if they have a match and then go to a Roth. So those are what you want to do. Match beats Roth beats traditional is kind of the formula that we use. So when should you start investing in retirement? Well, I recommend investing in retirement after you've paid off all of your debt with your mortgage and you have 3 to 6 months of expenses saved in the bank. And remember, this is what's key about investing is that a lot of people are like, oh my gosh, well, I've lost so much time because of those other things. So yeah, you may lose a couple of years, but for a lot of people, when they're investing, they're only investing, 3-4%, maybe up to 6% because they have all their other income that they have to use to have some savings over here or to pay off, a car loan or they have a personal loan and their money is scattered. So what you do is pause investing, get that taken care of, paying off your debt and getting a fully funded emergency fund and then press play. And that way you can do 15% of your income into retirement. Okay, now that we've covered the basics, let's get into my investing routine. Well, first and foremost, every January, we sit down with our SmartVestor Pro and we look at everything. We look at the year before, we look at what's coming up, but sitting down with an investment professional, you guys, has been so helpful for us because he's been able to direct us and us see things, even change some stuff throughout the years. And again, they live in this world day in and day out. So that is really key. So that's what we do every January. Now, Winston and I, we have been doing the baby steps, you guys, for 15 years, okay? So we are on baby step 7. And so what we do throughout the year is we save a little bit, throughout the year. And every single month we save. And so when it comes to January, we try to go ahead and max out our retirement. So up to, a Roth IRA, I think the max is $7,000 or $8,000 this year. So we go ahead and try to max out both of ours. We do that in January. That way it has the full year of growth. And when it comes to our 401k, if we have the money to do it, and again, it's our goal that we do, we go ahead and put all of our money in that and go ahead and max that out. And so that's what we want to do, and that's what we've worked towards. Now, we weren't able to do that early on, which is totally fine. But since we've been able to take our income and save a lot of it throughout the year for things that we want and need, but retirement is one of those things that we do have a priority in our life and in our budget for. So when that January hits, that is what we try to do. If we have to spread it throughout, February and March, we'll do that, but we try to do as much again at the beginning of the year as possible. We do have separate retirement accounts. I have my own Roth IRA. Winston has his Roth IRA. I have a 401k. He has a 401k. I have an HSA and he has an HSA. And so again, we work on that. So when we talk about combining your accounts, that is one area you don't combine because you can make so much progress when it comes to investing. So those are things that we've done consistently. And again, it's something that it can kind of feel like a black hole. I'm not going to lie, because it is a lot of money that you feel like you're just like putting in these accounts. But here's what I know, and here's why I think it's important even every January to go and look at all the numbers, is to be able to see the growth and not be freaked out about what the market's doing. So I think for some people, they get freaked out by a news story that the market has dipped and they want to go and pull their money out, and they pull it out at the worst possible time. And so really focusing in on not every single day looking at your investments, and I wouldn't even say every single month, but once a year, I think it's good to get this full picture, because again, retirement investing for us, it is so future thinking. We're not worried about what's going on this week, next week, even next year, right? Because the market is going to do this. So again, it puts us in perspective to be able to say we're going to make decisions on the long-term basis versus the short-term. Now let's talk about one thing that we've recently started doing with our investing that's especially helpful for those of you that might be on baby step 7. And this is something called a backdoor Roth. So this is an option for high earners. So a backdoor Roth allows you to avoid Roth IRA income limits when you are converting your non-deductible traditional IRA contributions to a Roth IRA. So again, that Roth IRA, it has a limit of what you can put in. There's also an income limit. So if you make $161,000 as a single or $240,000 as a married couple filing jointly, you do not qualify for a Roth IRA. That's why you can do a backdoor Roth. So in really simple terms, again, get with a financial pro to do this, but you basically open up a traditional IRA, and then through the back door, you can sign that, and then you sign a Roth, and they just convert it over. So it's completely legal, and it works, which is great. They may not have that option forever, ever, amen. So take advantage of it while you can. However, it's not the best option if you fall into one of these categories. If your income doesn't exceed the limits of a regular Roth IRA, go ahead and you just open that. Also, if you need to withdraw your Roth IRA within 5 years of opening it, or you have multiple traditional IRAs, because when you actually roll it over to a Roth, you have to pay taxes. And when you fall under the prorated rules and all of it, it may make it extra challenging and may not be worth it financially. So again, this is why you want to sit down with an investment professional to look at all of the details. Okay, I know this was a lot, and investing can be tricky. It can be a tedious game. That's why it's really important to start as soon as you can, though, to understand all of this and actually start implementing it. So again, this is why I recommend sitting down with a pro. You can click the link below to get connected with a professional today to start working towards your investment goals, because having somebody in your corner, you guys, is so key. And if you haven't already, check out my episode on 6 ways to earn passive income if you need more margin. All right, guys, remember to take control of your money and create a life you love.